the queen beast herself. It's the shit starter, the Bob Arum of the Real Housewives. You know, you were fine, NeNe, when you were working in LA and you had your brand to protect. But now that your shows aren't on, you're going to get on here and go back to the old NeNe of starting stuff and then acting like, I don't know what happened. First of all, let me say something to you. If you're going to start something and you want to say, I didn't come here to be hood with y'all. Don't say things like fistuses. There's no such thing. You are not that educated. You are not that fabulous. You are not that far above the fray. Knock it off. Now, as far as this whole little melee goes, you had it in for Kenya from the start. You were upset that she was late, but you let 4 other broads come hours and hours and hours late to your trip that you had planned, and you played it cool. You even played it cool when you felt some kind of way about Candy taking the room that everybody else thought you wanted. You played it cool then, but you all of a sudden had to pop off on Kenya because she showed up to your event late. You want to know why you were so angry? Because you had planned some bullshit. And had she not shown up, your little plan could not have come to fruition. Because if you going to go behind Cynthia's back and invite her friends to an event that she didn't even know they were invited until she just happened to be sitting there chopping it up with you, sounds like you were up to something. No, it wasn't no, let's have some pillow talk to kind of put things under so we can smooth things over since we all got to be around each other. Because you don't have to be around Christopher and his girl. They ain't part of the cast.
You don't have to be around the non-paying folks.
You didn't have to be around Chuck and his girl Monique. Because, clearly you wanted to start some mess. You knew Chuck had said all kind of crazy shit about Candy and Phaedra. But it was your attempt to try and start some crap with that. Not to clear the air, because if you wanted to clear the air, you could have said something in the truck where he was saying all that crazy stuff about her in her absence and to this woman's face. But you didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You made a scene when the girl came in. She already acquiesced when you said, well, you could have sent me a text. She said, you're absolutely right. I apologize. But you kept going in. You telling everybody else not to get out their seats, but it was okay for Christopher to stand up and do his whole announcement.
And then walk up on her.
But here's the thing. You said stay in your seats. Portia even tried to help out and say, well, sir, can you have your seat? And he was like, nah, I'm going to stand up for this. She was like, oh, okay, fine.
And the little rat in the back talking about, yeah, he needs to stand up. He needs to stand up.
Is that his girl?
Yeah.
The one who we don't know if it's his wife, his girlfriend, his common law, whatever you are, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Again, she's so insignificant to me because, she's just...
I'm just pointing it out.
She just wanted to be seen. That's why you were sitting there with the gas face when you tried to, whatever. But anyway, so... because that didn't work out for you, now you go and turn the screws, and turn up the heat. So you want to let him stand up. You're going to even let him walk up on her. Walk over her.
Yep.
To her.
Yep.
If you want to stand there right in the step, to be the monkey in the middle and say what you got to say. But there's no reason for you to walk over to her. If you just wanted to turn in her direction, her meaning Kenya, you could turn in her direction. But for you to put one foot in front of the other and start going in her direction while she's sitting down, not cool. Not a good look. And you think it's Kenya's fault?
They were just questions.
You just want everything. Yeah, they're just questions. Yeah, I question a lot of things. I question your motive. I question a whole lot about you. Because that was not cool. And for you to continue to say that it's Kenya's fault and everybody don't see it your way, you're crazy. You're all delusional. You looking at it from your vantage point. Your vantage point was to start some shit from the start. And it happened. It got out of control. You didn't expect Apollo to jump in and assault this dude. You didn't expect that. But you did expect some fireworks. The only reason to bring Christopher and his girl in was to start that shit with Candy now.
Because your line of questioning said.
All of that stuff you're talking about, we were having a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe editing, we didn't get a chance to see all of the other questions. But the questions that I did hear, I'll tell you this. As a relationship expert who's a certified life coach, you were starting mess. Nothing good could have come from asking those questions in mixed company. Nothing good could come from that. Especially a group of people who half the time don't get along. Why would they disclose personal information like that in this group of people? In front of cameras. Come on, man. Knock it off. You ain't fooling me. You are not fooling me. Not at all. Was there something else I said I want to talk about
not
her?
the rest of America, because on What's Happening Live, the rest of
That's
America
right.
said the same
Yeah.
thing. It was your fault. So you
It
ain't
is
fooling nobody.
You're not fooling nobody. You could go on that whole press tour all you want. And you could try and deflect and say, I'm embarrassed, as black people, blah, 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 blah. But you set these wheels in motion. You set it in motion. Because you were acting erratic all night. The whole sauntering back and forth. And what was with the weird... I know this is random, but what was the weird-ass half-dressed, supposedly models you had? The dude in his drawers and the girls in her lingerie. What the hell was that?
And where the fuck did they go?
What? They was standing off to the side.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, they didn't get paid enough for that shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what was that? It was weird. The whole entire thing was weird. It was weird, and it was set up to cause some mess. Okay, I understand y'all coming close to the end of the season, and you wanted to make sure, every year at the end, there's always this big thing.
You're making sure that you don't lose another show.
Ain't nobody fool.
But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I'm very disappointed.
I am extremely disappointed. I ain't never been Team NeNe, but I ain't never not been Team NeNe. But you showed a lot about who you are. You showed a lot about your character. Cynthia, you showed a lot about your character. And the fact that you guys are saying that you're mad at KiKi for not accepting her responsibility in this, none of you guys are accepting culpability as well. Oh, I forgot this about Cynthia. For you to sit there at that table and tell that girl, my sister didn't touch you, you don't know what the hell your sister did. Right. And you do, as a matter of fact, you do know. You may not have known for certain that she pushed her, but you knew she was out of line because she over there whispering in your ear that she was going to fuck Candy up tonight. Mm-hmm. She was going to whoop Candy's motherfucking ass. Whatever beef Mallory got with Candy, you should have just said, you know what? I don't know what happened. All I'll say is this.
Whatever that is.
Whatever it is. But you shouldn't be talking about trying to defend her. You shouldn't have been trying to defend her. You knew she was in the wrong. You knew she put her hands on Candy. And I'll tell you this. If I had to put money on anybody, my money would have been on Candy. All day. All day. Yeah, I believe she would have dragged your ass.
I don't believe Mallory would have got drugged.
I don't believe...
I believe Mallory would have lost.
Because it would have been decisive. It would have been decisive.
I believe Mallory would have lost. I don't know
because she would have been getting everything. She wouldn't have just been getting, you pushed me. She'd have been
getting the mama. She'd been getting the wedding. She'd have been getting all the business stuff. She would have been getting a lot.
She'd have been getting a lot.
But I think the sister would have. I don't think the sister would. Yeah.
I'm not saying she would have just laid down, but I'm saying it would have been considerable. It would have been considerable. It wouldn't have been like how the Denver Broncos went down to the Seattle Seahawks.
No, I don't think it would have been like that. No.
It would have been like that. No, but clearly, a loss is still a loss. Yeah, it don't matter. It'd have been a loss. Almost only counts in horseshoes. Yeah. So, with that being said, Cynthia, I'm disappointed. No. I'm really disappointed. No. As Talking Tom says, no. And then finally, before I end my tirade, this is just for comic relief because the biggest joke in all of this, and I don't know if y'all missed it, but it did not get past me. The biggest joke is the big homie. Dude, you are a professional football player. You talking all this in the truck about how you smashed this and everybody, you was the big homie and everybody wanted you and this, that, and the other. But you're standing in the middle of a fight behind your woman.
In a bookcase.
In a bookcase. You in the crevice, in the nook like this. Why they do that?
Like you waiting for the overseer or some shit.
You look like, let me stay out of this because I don't want nobody to start with me. What? Behind your girl. She's your shield. Really? If you notice, no matter how improper the other men's behavior was, they always were in front of their women. Mm-hmm. Always in front of their women to block them from anything that may have gone down. The fight was moving in your direction, and you're standing behind your girl. You ain't had your arm around her. There was no evidence that you were trying to protect her whatsoever. None. Zero.
But that just...
But you're the big homie.
But no,
you're really, a big bitch.
All right, I was going to say, you're really the big bitch because you played that bitch bullshit in the trunk.
You ain't no homie of mine. Talking about some big homie. No big homies of mine ever acted like that. Never. Never. You soft. You're soft. And you're soft because you went to go and jump up and talk up and down about who you smashed and all this other stuff, but now you going back to do the damage control with your wife about how you tried to minimize your relationship with Candy. You tried to I don't know men who just smashing somebody who paying somebody bills.
Right.
You're not the big homie, you're the big trick.
Right.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Now, how severe your relationship was with Candy is of no consequence. You not with her. You married to this lady. Why you gotta lie about it? You ain't gotta lie to KiKi. You ain't gotta lie. What'd he say? You ain't gotta lie.
You ain't gotta lie.
Mm-mm. I don't get it. You're a bitch. I have never, Chan.
Yes, ma'am.
There are a lot of things. Ma'am, it's my mama, you know.
Sorry.
There are a lot of things that I know. But I have never, ever, ever in all my days seen so many guys. I'm not going to even call them men. So many guys that act like women.
They ain't like bitches.
They're, what we call them? Estromales.
Estromales.
You're full of estrogen. I don't know if it's the fish that are drinking and swimming in the water where they dumping the hormones. The chemical companies are dumping the hormones and feminizing the fish, and then you guys are ingesting the fish and it's feminizing y'all. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to really need for y'all to grab your nuts every once in a while and mean it. Do it. Mean it. I need you to mean it. Because this bitch assness has gone too far. You messy broads, I'm used to y'all. I'm saddened that it's perpetuated in reality TV that women can't get along. Because this mofo right here, that's my ride or die. Ride or die. Me or her, either way.
It might be the latter one day.
But it's not going down. It's not going down. It's four of us. We have been friends for years. We have been a group
30.
For over 30 years. 30 years. Never had no fights. Never had no arguments. Ain't nobody tried to sleep with nobody's man.
Disagreements.
Ain't nobody tried to sleep with nobody's man. We might be the Bickersons. We might bicker a little, but it don't mean nothing at the end of the day. May not talk to one for a long time, but when you pick up the phone or you call, it's bam, boom.
It's like missing an appendage.
Off to the right. So, the fact that y'all trying to perpetuate this whole thing that women can't get along, groups of women can't get along, it's not true. Insecure, petty women cannot get along. Y'all can't coexist in the same place. And it's not about, we're all strong personalities, we're alpha females. No.
Because all four of us are alphas.
Thank you. That's not what it is.
All four of us.
Clearly, you're insecure. Clearly, you're immature. Because all the external stuff, and then the fact that, this is the thing. The fact that y'all all trying to make it about Candy saying, you don't talk about my man. You don't talk. You're annoying me. Because it's not about Candy's man. That's not what it's about.
It's not about Candy's man. It's not about Candy's food.
It's not about any of that. It's about you people are talking out of school.
That's that superficial level.
Y'all need to dig a little deeper. Mm-hmm. It's not about, and then for you to say about this dude, you called him a queen, said he was in a prom dress or whatever it was. This is still a man. You, of all people, you the biggest drag queen I've ever seen, and you female, and that's still questionable. But whatever. But for you to sit and say all these things, these disparaging things about this gay man, when you have a huge fan base that's gay. Disrespectful. But you do all of that to deflect and get it off of you. You can't throw the rock and hide your hands. We saw it. You have been exposed.
You can't blame editing.
Stop blaming editing. You've been on this show longer than anybody. Now you want to blame editing? Why? Because you come out looking like the bad guy? Mm-hmm. Get over it. You did it.
She had Kim at one point in time.
Yeah, to be her scapegoat. Yeah.
It was all Kim.
Yeah, but see, now she had all these other things that she could deflect from. Mm-hmm. She could talk about Kenya being crazy. Mm-hmm. She could talk about, you know what I mean? It's all these other things that you could say. No, baby. You created this all by yourself. And shame on you because you're too old to behave the way that you behaved in this instance. If you were sincerely interested in making a kumbaya moment, you would have not created a volatile environment, a hostile environment. You cannot. Peace will not come from that. It won't. It won't. Especially in a situation where these people don't feel comfortable around each other just having lunch. Not going to happen. Not buying it. I don't care how hard you sell it.